Welcome to the sports psychology video guiding you of how to eradicate those 5 hidden fears that are destroying your athleticism and how to take control now. So what is anxiety really in sports? Anxiety is feeling not in control of the present, which then creates a worry. The worry is a byproduct of that anxiety, which is the fear. I fear the future because I don't feel in control of the now. See? And with that fear then comes that what if overthinking of what might happen. What if this is going to happen? What if that happens? In all reality, it is not a weakness. It is just a signal. It's like the signals on the dashboard of a car telling you what needs attention. Your body and your brain somehow, some way think that it's in danger or that it's not prepared enough. So it's underprepared. This may be logical or irrational, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and run through the 5 most common fears in athletes in sports. So let's start with fear of failure. Fear of that I might let others down. Feeling that shame of others judging me because I didn't do good enough. Am I good enough? So it really centers itself around disappointment and loss of meeting people's expectations. So letting people down. Fear of success, which puts more responsibility on the athlete then. If I can't maintain it, why would I want to win? Most of the time, this happens at a subconscious level. Many times the athlete is not even aware. This just happens in the background. Remember that your subconscious accounts for 95% of your true mind's capacity. So the thinking brain, the conscious mind, only 5%. The fear of pain. So because of the fear of pain, I want to avoid that pain. I want to avoid that discomfort. This may also occur a lot of times subconsciously. The athlete's not going to be able to give their all. They're really holding back in case injury happens or in case they do something that puts them in danger of feeling that pain. Fear of injury. What if I get hurt and can never play again? What if this injury reoccurs again in me? Am I going to be able to recover the same way that I did before? This of course reduces performance because of so much hesitation, so much playing it safe type of mentality. Fear of humiliation. What if I embarrass myself? What is the judgment that others are going to put on me? How do I compare to this person or this team? Which also detonates a lot of social anxiety, feeling under pressure. So let's go ahead and go over the tools to manage each fear. So fear of failure, we can do 3 things. You can focus on the effort over the outcome. We define the failure as being feedback. If you don't know what's working or what's not working, how would you be able to improve? There's a lot of elites out there that they don't even know what they're doing right. So how would they actually construct or produce that again willingly? And then if a person is not able to look at failure as a learning experience, then they grandify on that fear, that worry, I'm going to mess up again. And then go into the other extreme. Use the visualization. Use your mind to imagine. With diaphragmatic breathing, as you do this, close your eyes. You imagine yourself doing the correct type of play, the right type of play that you would have wanted to have instead. The mind doesn't know the difference between reality and fiction. I know that it sounds a little bit weird, but that's how the subconscious works. So if you create a mental imagery and you rehearse that imagery, I would say at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, you're going to see a lot of progress. Fear of success. Embrace growth. At the end of the day, success is not a peak, it's a path. Believe it or not, journaling wins without the pressure to repeat them. If you're being able to document kind of like a little task analysis of what happened, then you're going to be able to rehearse and improve and track. But if you're not tracking anything, then you're going to ruminate trying to remember what it is that you did. So keep a log. In fact, one of the things that you can do, if you can do this, you can also journal into ChatGPT. ChatGPT will organize your journaling, and then you can go back to it in an organized manner. Try it. Understand that the pressure under fear of success is a path for growth. That means that you're leveling up. You know how boring it would be if you didn't have any challenges out there, nothing interesting, fun, a growth experience, because you're just blazing through all the other teams, or blazing and not having a challenge, no one's challenging you. It would be boring, really boring. Be real. Fear of pain. Build that tolerance, build that resilience to that pain. During practice, during training, you expose yourself to that little bit of pain. As long as you're following the guidelines of your MD, your doctor, or your physical therapist, then you're doing everything that you can to expose yourself to that pain, as long as it's within the parameters that are safe to do. If you're a person that already got injured and you're recovering, then you already know that strength and being able to then stretch accordingly along with your diet, controlling your diet, is going to be key. Eating foods that are anti-inflammatory are going to be key most of the time. Now, that's not my dimension. That is for you and your doctor to go over. Psychologically, Lastly, use affirmations like pain is temporary, it's gonna pass. Pair the discomfort with purpose in your mind. You can do this via guided imagery, via visual imagery, and also using the diaphragmatic breathing. Follow the protocols that are given by your professionals, such as eating clean, physical therapy, and stretches to overcome that inflammation and accelerate recovery. Fear of injury, very similar to pain, to the fear of pain. Focus on prehab and mobility training, controlling what you can. A mental rehearsal via guided imagery or hypnosis of that fluid performance, that peak performance, and do a check-in with yourself. Ask yourself, is this pain real or is it exaggerated? Fear of humiliation, build eternal consistency and discipline. Promise yourself goals in and out of the sport and complete them. That's why I designed what's called the behavioral goals. I left you a link below. But if you keep your own promises, this is the way that you're gonna build confidence. Confidence that's not gonna be codependent on others and what others think. Of course, you're gonna take constructive feedback from your coach and your superiors and your teammates, right? But you'll be able to decide which ones are rational, which ones go with me, which ones are not, which ones are irrational. Prioritize and compartmentalize. What is it you're doing in the day? How you're organizing your day. Are you starting with your sacrificial activities you don't want to do, and then finishing with the activities that you do like to do as a compensation? This is going to build resilience to anyone's BS about what they think about you. In a million years, in 100 years, in maybe less than that, no one's going to be here. You're not going to be here. No one's going to be here. What is the point then on really hyper focusing on what another person thinks? Focus on grounding yourself on what you can do now in the present to improve. The only person that you should be really trying to stand out to is yourself. If you have a task analysis, if you're tracking your goals, then that'll make it easier for you to compare yourself to yourself. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop expecting the approval of others for you to then be able to deliver your peak performance. Stop the codependency. So in order to control these fears, we have to nip it right at the anxiety. Anxiety is not feeling in control of the now. So there's various tools that I left you, especially down on the links that are below. We have diaphragmatic breathing. Get that flight or flight out of here on command with diaphragmatic breathing. The SCBG protocol, which is sacrificial and compensational behavioral goals. Organize yourself. Compartmentalize and prioritize yourself. Build your self-esteem, keeping your own promises to yourself. Reality check. Are you really unprepared, or you're stimulated because there's a powerful opponent? Use imagery, use meditation and spirituality to anchor yourself back to the present. After all that training, after all of that recovery, forget the outcome and concentrate on the present. Do your best and forget the rest. If these fears don't subside or they keep repeating themselves in you, if your self-talk becomes abusive or obsessive, if you're avoiding performance situations altogether, if anxiety is affecting sleep, mood, or confidence, that's when a sports psychologist will clear the root cause of the issue. For more sports psychology tips and tricks, please comment and subscribe and like. I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching.